Welcome aboard, everyone. My name is Tyler, and I will be your virtual train conductor on this wonderful journey through with Railbookers on luxury rail vacation. So, welcome aboard. And today we'll be getting off on our train tour by leaving our virtual train station and talking about what we'll be covering in today's virtual train tour. So, the first things we'll be talking about is what are the important things to know about when traveling on board a luxury train. So, we'll go over, of course, the tips and tricks as well as some fun factual information. So that way, of course, entice you and also, of course, hopefully having you join one of these wonderful, great rail vacations with rail bookers. We'll even talk about some popular destinations to consider for your next rail vacation and where some of these luxury trains to travel to, as well as how we can route your rail vacation from your hometown, which is, of course, mainly primarily with Amtrak Vacations, just, of course, for those who are looking to travel domestically here in the U.S., and how Railbookers is able to provide a safe environment during this time. So before we, of course, go in depth with our virtual train tours and, of course, go on our virtual train journey today, I did want to talk about our two distinct Yankee leisure group brands. To our left is Amtrak Vacations. Now, Amtrak Vacations is the official tour operator for Amtrak, where Amtrak moves over 3 million passengers each year on its rail system. Amtrak has over 30-plus different routes to choose from. Many of them have overnight sleeping accommodations where you're traveling on the true train experience. But we also, of course, take you not only into those popular cities like San Francisco, Seattle, Chicago, New Orleans, Washington, D.C., but we also take you into those national parks like Glacier, Grand Canyon, Yellowstone, just to name a few. We also take care of those lodges inside the park, so if you want to get to be able to stay more inside and get that, fresh alpine air, or get to be able to see the canyons, we can take care of that for you, along with our sightseeing, rental cars, and so much more. But today we're going to primarily talk about Railbookers, right? Railbookers is our international brand where we travel to destinations not just here in the U.S., such as Alaska, and also, of course, the U.S. We do help out with that. But we also, of course, take care of Canada. People want to travel to the Canadian Rockies and go over through Eastern Canada. Or we also assist with Europe, Asia, Africa, Australia, and beyond. People are super excited to travel internationally again, as international destinations are starting to drop some of the restrictions, making it a little bit easier for travelers to get to be able to travel in the 2022 year. But definitely, we're seeing a lot of people booking luxury rail vacations, which we're really going to be talking more about today. My specialty as a luxury rail enthusiast. And we also take care not only the onboard accommodations on those luxury scenic trains like the Glacier, the Bernina Express, we also take care of those high-speed trains throughout Europe. So if you want to visit multiple different countries, we can help out with that. Or if you want your, if you're maybe traveling after or before a ocean river cruise, we definitely do a lot of pre and post cruise extensions. Or even if you need help with your hotel stay, sightseeing tours, transfers, ferries, we got you covered here at Railbookers. And all of our rail vacation packages, folks, can be booked as early as today and as far out as 2024. So if you're already starting to think, hey, you know what, maybe this year I already got some plans going around the U.S. with Amtrak Vacations, but I really am interested in doing some international travel with Railbookers, maybe in 23, 24, no worries, we got you covered. Because literally with all of our direct rail partnerships global-wide, we can book our rail vacation packages up to 24 months in advance. So again, that really does set us apart versus any other, rail tour operator in the country, or actually in this instance around the globe, because we are a global company. Now, why do travelers such as yourself love Railbookers? Well, first and foremost, we are the rail experts. We are able to not only provide our rail expertise and knowledge, but to make sure that we provide you with the best times and the best routes to ensure that you have the best vacation possible, right? The best vacation possible, because honestly, your vacation is what matters to us. We want to make sure that you have a great rail vacation journey with Railbookers. And as a reminder, of course, you can book any of our rail vacation travel as early as today and as far out as 2024. So if you want to look into travel this year with us, or even as far out as 2024 goes, we got you covered. We also offer maximum flexibility. So any destination, any date for any length of time, simply put it, if the train goes there, so do we, of course. And we offer the largest rail vacation selection to choose from luxurious rail vacations talk about today. I know you're so eager. I know I am. We'll also talk about multi-country journeys, right? So you can visit not just one, but multiple different countries by rail. We can even extend your ocean or river cruise. So if you already have a new reservation for a cruise, or maybe you have a future cruise credit just waiting to be used, definitely think of us for those pre or post extensions. We can definitely help you out with that. And no rail trip is too complicated for us, because what's confusing for most, it is very simple for us, because it goes back to that major point. We are the rail experts here at Railbookers, as well as Amtrak Vacations. Now, what does Railbookers offer? Now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty, right? So first and foremost, we offer confirmed seat reservations on those high-speed trains, those scenic trains, and those luxury trains. It's very important that you're aware that when you travel over to places like Europe, you're required to get a seat reservation, not just a regular train ticket. On top of that, confirmed seat reservation, which we take care of in our packages. We also include sightseeing tour activities. This is what we offer with Railbookers. Everything from independent, sightseeing tours like a hop-on, hop-off bus or a city pass. We also, of course, include small group tours if you want to go visit the Vatican or the Louvre. We even offer private tours. If you are a foodie like myself, I love food tours. So we offer private food tours. We offer private tours going over into those major attractions. And there's always something for everyone when it comes to our sightseeing here at Railbookers. We can customize that in our packages as well. We also offer a wide range of hotel options to choose from 3, 4, and 5-star hotels. Did folks, we even offer some great unique experiences. Let's say you're visiting Lucerne and you want to stay at the top of Mount Pilatus. We can accommodate that. Maybe you want to stay at a 13th century castle in the UK. We can accommodate that as well. There's so many great experiences that we can, and of course, include to, of course, offer some more luxury, or even, of course, enhance your rail vacation with us. We also offer ferry transfers, mountain excursions like Mount Pilatus, Jungfraujoch, to name a few, and even overnight rail journeys, which some of the luxury trains we'll be talking about actually include some overnight rail journeys. Now, what are the options available with Railbookers, right? I just told you about what we can offer and so much more. But now I want to, of course, go into the depth of what we can, when it comes to the customization part of it all. So with Railbookers, we can add on any destination to our rail vacation package. So, for example, let's say you're looking at our Venice, Florence, and Rome rail vacation package, and you want to add on, maybe you want to add on Lake Como, or you want to go down to Cinque Terre, or even visit the Amalfi Coast after your time visiting Rome. Absolutely, 100%, we can add on any destination to our rail vacation package. Maybe you want to make it a round trip journey. Maybe you found a great deal on some airfare, in and out of Zurich, and you want to be able to visit, a little bit of France, a little bit of Switzerland, but you want to just make sure it's easy for you to get in and out of Zurich. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, I always say. We could certainly help out with that. We even also, of course, can book our packages in reverse. So let's say you looked at one of our, maybe our Trans-Canada experience, and you want to, flip that package. Instead of starting in Toronto, ending in Vancouver, you want to, start in Vancouver and in Toronto. We can certainly, of course, take care of that as well. We can upgrade our rail tickets from standard or first class, or even adding on additional sightseeing tours, or upgrading those tours to fully private tours. And as I mentioned, folks, we have a wide range of hotel options to choose from 3-star hotels all the way up to 5-star. And by the way, it doesn't have to be all the same star category in the trip. Maybe in one location you want to stay at a 4-star, but maybe another location you want to stay at a 3 or even a 5-star. We can, of course, accommodate that. And just let our travel consultants know when you give us a call or speak with your local travel advisor. Now, why is it important for you folks to book with us now versus later? Well, I want to tell you, we have our maximum flexibility offer. Folks, this is like no other offer in the industry. I got to tell you, this is one of the best of the best. We can offer you, of course, as a customer here at Railbookers, anytime you book any new reservation with us, our maximum flexibility offer. So if you need to change your travel dates or even cancel your rail vacation with us up to 60 days prior to departure, you can certainly do that with us without incurring any change or cancellation fee. But again, gives you that freedom and flexibility to change your dates, change the duration of your vacation, or even the destination of your vacation up to 60 days prior with us. So again, a great offer for you to give you that peace of mind as things, of course, are still constantly changing around the marketplace. And thankfully, at least it's actually getting for the better. I think we're going from the darkness into the light, I always say. And all of our, as I mentioned, all of our rail vacation packages are fully customizable. But I want to really hone in here on Europe because Europe is definitely a top, I should say, continent of many great destinations that we do service. And Europe is primarily the market that we do see a lot of Americans travel to and are eager to travel to once again. And as you can see here, this actually rail map is easy to download on our website. All you got to do is go to www.railbookers.com. There you can download this easily downloadable map and even actually kind of start planning your next dream vacation by rail. Say, oh, I want to go here, I want to go here. But just to show you some of the different routes that you can see, all of these are different colorful lines. And believe it or not, these are different rail operators that service the different countries or destinations, and none of them talk to one another. That's why we are here to help make sure not only are you able to connect those multi-country journeys, if you want to go from France to Switzerland down to Italy. Again, there's 3 different rail operators. You got SNCF, you got Switzerland Rail, and then you got, of course, Trenitalia. So there's a lot of different rail operators that you're depending on, and this is where we can help out with. And they have their own different terms and policy. That's where we want to make sure that you get the best of the best when it comes to planning your dream vacation with us by rail. Now, how are rail operators maintaining a safe environment during this time? This is a very great question that I get from a lot of both consumers and travel advisors. The first and foremost is they require facial coverings in the stations and on board the trains for both passengers and staff. So facial coverings are still required on a lot of these trains, both short distance and long distance trains. They've also increased the cleaning and sanitation protocols at the stations on board the train, following the guidelines of the WHO. And they're also going contactless. So instead of having a physical copy ticket to limit the contact between passenger and staff, they are going contactless for ticket control through email or on, of course, an app. And all of this will be explained to you by our travel consultants when it comes to planning a dream vacation with us by rail, or if you work with a local travel advisor, they can, of course, help that with you as well. Now, we're going to talk about some luxury rail vacations. So what makes a luxury rail journey different from a regular rail journey? Well, first, they are iconic and historic, and often, of course, offer incredible scenery along the way. So a perfect example of this is our Venice Simplon-Orient-Express package. This is a great itinerary where you can be able to not only explore some of the most beautiful scenic routes that the train has to offer, like such as going through the route of Switzerland, go through via the Gotthard Pass, or going through the Arlberg and Brenner Pass when you go up through a different route on the Orient Express. And believe it or not, this is an iconic train, right? This train has been around since the mid 1800s and is historic. It's one of the oldest trains in the world. They offer, of course, impeccable onboard service with dedicated stewards, staff, as well as making sure that your journey on board is flawless. Literally, the onboard staff onboard many of these luxury trains actually come from the luxury side of the travel industry, either staying at a luxury hotel or some sort of luxury cruise. They've been, of course, hired onto these trains because of their impeccable service. Even, of course, the world-class cuisine on board the train is truly to die for. I mean figuratively, of course. It really is one of the best of the best. It's like dining, of course, on a 5-star luxury restaurant on a cruise. It's the same experience. So if you're definitely thinking, hey, I maybe was an avid cruiser and I am looking for something unique or different for this year, definitely think of a luxury rail vacation. I would certainly encourage all of you to hopefully do one in your life. And they offer a variety of onboard sleeping accommodations to choose from, of course, a standard cabin all the way up to a grand suite. And that many of these luxury scenic trains offer private excursions. So perfect example on the Royal Scotsman. You get to be able to visit, historic abbeys. You can be able to check out national parks. You can even explore old war sites. All of this will be shown to you and more by the onboard staff, as well as, of course, can be taken care of on board as well. All right, so our first rail journey of the day is going to be our Venice Simplon-Orient-Express from Paris all the way down to Venezia and on to Rome. This is our wonderful, most popular package here at Railbookers with our luxury rail vacation. This, again, allows you to see 2 great countries, both France, I apologize, and Italy, with, of course, including the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express. So just, of course, a little fun info for you. You, of course, start in the beautiful city of Paris, the city of lights. Fun fact about the city of lights, there's actually two reasons why they call it that. First reason, of course, is that Paris was one of the first major cities to actually, of course, introduce the electric light, and it is, one of the, the reason why, of course, it is so bright even during the night sky. It's just absolutely gorgeous, especially when you see the Eiffel Tower all lit up at night, and sometimes they do a fireworks show. So it is really a beautiful city lit up at night, not just, of course, during the day. But the other reason why they call it the City of Lights is because actually some great philosophers, artists, and composers have actually come out of Paris. So, of course, some great minds of not only history have come out of Paris, but even of course, even throughout modern era, you would, of course, be able to know of today. But Paris, we of course include with our packages is a city tour. We also, of course, include opportunities for you to add on additional sightseeing tours, or of course, if you want to add on more time in Paris, maybe if you want to go over to Disney Paris, or maybe you want to, of course, explore other areas of the region, we can, of course, accommodate that for you. But after your time exploring Paris, you'll head over to the Gare de l'Est train station, and that's where you'll climb on board the legendary Venice Simplon-Orient-Express train. Now, a little back history about the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express. These are the original Orient Express carriages by the Compagnie Internationale des Wagons. This company was the original founder of the Orient Express that was established in the early mid 1800s, I apologize, 1888 to be exact, by a Belgian banker's son, nonetheless, George Nagelmacher, and he was the brilliant mind that wanted to create this luxurious rail journey to connect both the Western Europe all the way going down to to Western Asia, basically Istanbul at the time. And this train journey is 21 of the most remarkable that many of great celebrities as well as members of royalty have traveled on board this train. That's why they call this wonderful rail line the King of Trains in the Train of Kings, because even some great kings have traveled on board, such as King Leopold II of Belgium, for example, has traveled on board this luxury train. And now you too can, of course, travel on board. I myself has been very fortunate enough to travel on board this luxury train with my wife. We got to be able to stay on board, enjoy the wonderful amenities such as the bar car 3674, which is one of my favorite cars on the train. Really can't pass up a wonderful cocktail, but also some great restaurant cars, and even it's like a living museum, so you get to walk around through these historic carriages that were built back some as early as 1926. Now, on board the train, there are several different classes of accommodations on board. The first is maybe standard cabin, which, of course, is a bunk bed style configuration for two at night, a couchette during the day. You also, of course, have the cabin suite, which is basically two standard cabins with an interconnecting door, which also, of course, offers a bunk bed style configuration for two at night in the smaller living area, or you can transform it into two lower berths, depending on what your preference is. But the most popular is the Grand Suites, which is one of the most remarkable accommodations on board the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express. And there are a total of 6 of these in their fleet. And the different Grand Suites actually embody the different destinations that the Orient Express travels to, such as Paris, Istanbul, Venice, Prague, Vienna, and even Budapest. Now, in the Grand Suites, just to give you some interesting information, the Grand Suites are the largest cabin accommodation on board as a living area where you can be able to enjoy all-inclusive caviar as well as free-flowing champagne. You have your own private ensuite with bathroom and shower included, and of course, a queen bed for 2 is also included in the accommodation. And on this journey from Paris to Venice, you're going to be traveling through the beautiful Swiss Alps during the next morning as breakfast is served into your private cabin. And then, of course, you'll go through the Lake District of Lugano and into Lake Como before you arrive into the beautiful Venetian lagoon of Venice. So this is where you get off at the train station at Venice Santa Lucia train station there to be able to get a shared water taxi. These are on these historic, water taxis that will take you from the Venice Santa Lucia train station over to your hotel of choice with us. And as a reminder, of course, you can offer a wide range of hotel options to choose from 3, 4, and 5-star. Some great hotel options to recommend. We have the Metropole, we have the Cipriani. These are 5-star luxury hotels if you like luxury accommodations. And after time exploring Venice, you'll then head down to Roma, the eternal city, right? You get to be able to explore not only the Colosseum with us, which we do provide skip line tickets to explore this iconic landmark, but you can also get to enjoy skip line tickets into the Vatican, where you can explore the Vatican Museum, the Sistine Chapel, and even, of course, the all of the other areas of the grounds. So, folks, this is our Venice Simplon-Orient-Express from Paris to Venice and Rome. It is 8 days, starting at $6,499. Again, a great value for those who are want to experience some luxury and also see 2 great countries with 3 great destinations: Paris, Venice, and Rome, with the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express. All right, our next great rail vacation that does, of course, also feature the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express. This goes to Venice, so the same route we talked about. This time, of course, starts in London versus Paris, and then you go all the way down to Venice, and then, of course, get to explore St. Moritz via the Bernina Express, and then, of course, travel on board the Glacier Express to Zermatt before you end your trip with us in Zurich. So, of course, you'll start your stay with us with a pre-night stay in London, where you can to be able to explore the Parliamentary Building, Big Ben, get to check out the London Eye, maybe check out Buckingham's Palace, see the change of the guard. All of that, of course, you could be able to explore with us with a day pass, or even, of course, a hop-on, hop-off city tour. All of that can be, of course, included in your package. And then after your pre-night hotel stay, you'll head over to London's Victoria train station, so you get to climb on board the luxurious British Pullman train, which is part of the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express experience, as you go through the Kentish countryside down to Folkestone. From there, you'll, of course, be transported from Folkestone down to Calais, where you'll then, of course, meet up with the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express as you're traveling down further through the Somme, going in through to Paris, and then heading further down through the Swiss Alps before you arrive into Venice. As I mentioned, Bar Car 3674, this is one of my favorite carriages of the train itself. This is where you'll get to be able to meet other passengers and get to share your experience and even some of their experience on board the train, and even get to hopefully make some new friends on board. I got to meet a few friends on this great train, and I still talk with them to this day, and I'm very thankful that we were able to meet up. One of my favorite persons on the train is the barman himself. Head barman Valtonisi is a great mixologist, one of the best in honestly in the world, my personal opinion. And one of my favorite cocktails he makes is called the Guilty 12. Now, the Guilty 12 is actually the signature drink actually is inspired by the Agatha Christie book, Murder on the Orient Express. And there are actually 12 different ingredients that are featured in this drink that no one knows except for the barman himself. So it's something I would recommend if you're traveling on board this train. And not only will you get to be able to enjoy the bar car, but you get to check out one of the 3, actually on this journey, you can actually check out 3 of the restaurant cars. The first car is the L'Oriental, the second is the Côte d'Azur, and the other one, I apologize, is the it skips my mind. I'm so sorry. But there are 3 different restaurant cars, and actually each of them came from different trains. One of them actually came from the Sud Express, which is down in Spain. They actually took the train carriage which was originally an Orient Express carriage, and they refurbished it back to its former glory. Everything is original, by the way, folks, from the bygone era. Everything from the marquetry, the glassware, even, of course, the fine china that you're being served on is just remarkable. It's like staying in a 5-star luxury hotel on wheels. speaking of this is one of the restaurant cars here. As you could see, this is what the everything looks like. It's honestly to die for. And my favorite part is actually the meals and cuisine on board also too. Um, which is prepared by head chef Christian Belgel and his team do an amazing job providing not only fresh cuisine on board, they only use the freshest of cuisine, but also making that cuisine look like a work of art. And also I should say, tasting one of the best meals of your life. The cuisine on board is incredible. And they also do, of course, take care of any dietary restrictions you may have. So please let our staff know. That way, of course, we can arrange those if you have any dietary restrictions that we should be aware of on board. And then before long, you'll then, of course, arrive into Venezia, right? The beautiful lagoon city. And Venice is another great destination for those who want to be able to experience luxury, because not only do you get to be able to experience the opulent bridges and the master works of the Doge's Palace or even St. Mark's Basilica, but even just of course enjoying the craftsmanship of the beautiful gondolas, right? The gondola rides are something that people when they're visiting Venice must do. It's once you should do at least once or twice in your lifetime. Get to be able to hear them, sing and even kind of share their knowledge of Venetian Lagoon. After time exploring Venice, you'll then, of course, take a high-speed train from Venice over to Milan, then up to Tirano, where you'll, of course, climb on board the Bernina Express. This is classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site train because it goes through UNESCO heritage sites, such as the Abila Line, the Bernina Pass. You'll go over through different lakes, such as Lago Poscavo, Lago Nero, Lago Bianco, which actually, Lago Nero, Lago Bianco, are the white and black lakes that actually distribute different water through different regions of the continent. One goes up to the northern part to the Baltic, the other goes down into the Mediterranean. And then, of course, before long on this wonderful panorama train, you'll arrive into the ski resort town of St. Moritz. Now, St. Moritz, of course, is located in the Engadine Alps, where St. Moritz, of course, you get to be able to explore not only the Engadine culture at the Engadine Museum located nearby, but you also get to enjoy some of the natural wonders of the area, such as Lake St. Moritz, literally right there. You get to enjoy of course, the Pisnare and the Alps right on behind the backdrop. All of this could be, of course, shown to you if you stay there with us for 2 nights. You get actually a city card if you travel during the summer. And then after time exploring St. Moritz, you'll then, of course, get to be able to climb on board the legendary Glacier Express. Now, the Glacier Express is another iconic and luxurious train journey that connects the 2 ski resort towns of St. Moritz and Zermatt. This train was actually originally developed in the early 1930s and is still one of the most iconic panorama trains of Switzerland, where people get to be able to explore 3 different canton regions, going through over 196 tunnels and bridges, and of course, some amazing sights along the way. On board the train, there are 3 different classes of services, but for this journey, I'll feature, of course, just the 2. The first one is the standard class on board accommodations. That's 2x2 seating configuration, and of course, you can purchase snacks and beverages on board the train, as well as an onboard lunch experience. Everything is provided in, of course, glassware and fine china and silverware. All of this will be, of course, placed out for you on board the train, and all the meals are freshly cooked on board as well. The other accommodation will be first class, which is of course, a little bit more extra legroom. But I highly suggest this if you are, willing to spend a little bit more. Upgrading to first class is definitely worth it. Not only just for the extra legroom itself, but guaranteed more of a window seat, which is a 2x1 seating configuration. Just be aware, of course, as standard class meals are still, of course, available for purchase, where you can be able to get everything such as fine fish, different types of culinary delights that you can be able to enjoy that actually embody the Swiss culinary cuisine. And then before long, you'll arrive into Zermatt, famous for none other than the Matterhorn. And while you're exploring this beautiful and quaint ski resort village, we do provide, of course, a day trip on the Gornagrat. Now, the Gornagrat is a cog railway train experience. For those who may not know, a cog railway train actually is it's still like a regular train. But of course, they have this additional cog wheel in the carriages themselves to be able to help climb those steep elevations of 20, 30, or if not over 40% gradients. Very different from the U.S. trains, of course, as you'll see. This is a really great train experience I've done myself also when visiting Switzerland, and it allows you to be able to, get to see the top of the Gornagrat, which is over 3,000 meters above sea level, and a panoramic view of the Matterhorn. So, folks, again, this is our Venice Simplon-Orient-Express to Venice with the Glossier and the Bernina Express. It is 10 days, starting at $8,249, and includes all that you see here and more with this great rail vacation itinerary. Our next rail vacation is our Grand Glacier Express with the Excellence class. So again, this starts in Zurich and goes down to Zermatt and St. Moritz, and then, of course, getting back up to Zurich. So you'll start with a pre-night hotel stay in Zurich, where you get to be able to explore this iconic destination. People always, of course, think that Zurich is the capital of Switzerland, which is actually not. I am afraid to say so. And it actually is one of the, I should say that maybe the financial capital of Switzerland, to maybe be more exact. But Zurich is a great place to start your Switzerland vacation. We, of course, will have you get to explore the Lammet River, going down to Lake Zurich itself, one of the freshest and cleanest of lakes of all of Switzerland. The mayor himself has actually been known to dip a glass into the lake to show how fresh it really is by drinking the water. But while you're there, you can definitely check out the Niederhof, which is the old town area. You get to check out the Grossmünster Cathedral, one of the oldest cathedrals in Switzerland, dated back to the time of Charlemagne himself, who actually was the ruler of pretty much over Western Europe in the early 12th century. Or sorry, my apologies, 11th century, I apologize. And then, of course, after time exploring Zurich, you'll then be transported down to Zermatt, so you get to be able to explore not only the beautiful, quaint village of Zermatt, but even get to check out the Gornagrat, so you can see the Matterhorn. And then after time exploring Zermatt, you'll then climb on board the Glacier Express in Excellence class. Now, in Excellence class, of course, you get to be able to travel on board in five-star luxury, I should say. These carriages are actually fairly new. They've been around for a couple of years now, but it is definitely well sought after. So just be aware that this carriage does come with, I should say, a first come, first served basis. So if this is something that you're looking for, please book with us well in advance. It does have a total of 20 seats in the carriage, and it's already up, as you can see, already showing that it's a guaranteed window seat. Also on board the train, you do get a 5-course cuisine included with the price of your ticket. You also get, of course, with each dish, you have a wine pairing with each dish that is, of course, provided for you and, of course, served on board the train. And you also access the Glacier bar, where you can get non-alcoholic and alcoholic beverages included as well. You also get, of course, the red carpet treatment with concierge service, and even, of course, dedicated staff to help you with your luggage on board. So again, after the train, you'll arrive into St. Moritz, get to explore the beautiful ski resort town of St. Moritz before you climb back up to Zurich, before you fly on home, or, of course, continue on with your journey with us. So again, this is our Grand Glacier Express with the Excellence Class accommodations. 6 days start at $1,349. Includes all that you see here and more with this great rail vacation itinerary. All right, so our next rail vacation is going to be our essential Belmont, the Royal Scotsman with the Western Scenic Wonders. This trip is primarily focusing on the beautiful regions of Scotland, where you'll start and end your journey with us in Edinburgh. In Edinburgh, you get to be able to explore the iconic city itself, check out the Edinburgh Castle. We do offer, of course, day trips, so you can visit Loch Ness, or, of course, even explore other areas of the city, including, of course, underground tours of the city itself. But of course, people really climb in on this rail vacation journey for the Royal Scotsman itself. Now, the Royal Scotsman, these carriages are a little bit different. They're a little bit more updated and modern. They're from the 1950s and 60s, but these train carriages are world renowned and very similar to the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express. And on board this train, not only do you get to be able to have in your private cabin a ensuite with bathroom and shower included, so a little bit more up. Of course, you get those little bit more additional amenities versus the Venice Simplon-Express, just because, of course, the carriages themselves, the date when these carriages were originally built. But you also, of course, get to have all of your meals included, like the Orient Express, as well as alcohol beverages included as well. You also get high tea on board the train. Everything, of course, is served as if you were a royal member of the family, I should say. And all the meals are freshly cooked and prepared on board. Everything from lobster to beef tenderloin, all of it was cooked and freshly prepared on board, and the chefs do an incredible job. Now, be aware, of course, as you'll notice, the restaurant is a little bit different versus the other restaurant cars, like on the Venice Simplon-Orient-Express. This is actually one elongated table, and you'll know this is because it's very traditional to sit at an elongated table in Scottish tradition. You also will notice on board the train that many passengers will sometimes actually rent or even bring on their own kilts. For men, kilt is, of course, the traditional attire. However, of course, you can wear a tuxedo like on board the Orient Express. That's what I did. There are other great different cars on the train, such as the lounge car. They offer an observation deck, so you can get some great breathtaking views of the Scottish Highlands. You can also get to be able to maybe enjoy a glass of champagne or maybe a glass of whiskey, or even, of course, a cup of tea while you're out there. Or even, of course, in the lounge, you get to be able to talk to some of the guests or passengers on board, or even hear about some of the Scottish history and even some Scottish music. Another great car on the train I always recommend is also checking out the massage parlor. This is where you get to be able to see a world-renowned masseuse, which does not only pedicures and manicures, but also, of course, great options for massages on board as well. One of the only trains, I should say, in the world that offers a massage parlor. So, folks, this is our essential Belmont Royal Scotsman with the Western Scenic Wonders train. This starts at $8,849 for 7 days. It includes all that you see here and more on this luxurious rail vacation. All right, our last rail vacation journey of the day. This is our Canadian Rockies Express with Rocky Mountaineer from Vancouver. This is a great rail vacation if you're looking to stay a little bit closer to home in North America, and if you want to be able to experience the iconic Rocky Mountaineer. So for us, you'll start with us in Vancouver, where you get to be able to explore the Pacific Northwest region of Canada. We also, of course, offer day trips where you can visit Vancouver Island and stop over to Victoria, where you can be able to see Bouchard Gardens. You can even explore the Fairmont Empress and have high tea there. Of course, those options are available with us, which you can add on to your package. After you explore Vancouver, you'll climb on board the legendary and luxurious Rocky Mountaineer on either Silverleaf or Goldleaf accommodations. All that will, of course, be arranged for you on board. And the major difference, of course, is the carriage itself. The Silverleaf is a single-level carriage with, of course, single-level carriage. I'm so sorry, with a bi-level dome car view. And then, of course, you have the bi-level carriage with a floor-to-window glass dome ceiling car, where you get to be able to get a more upgraded, more elevated, both figuratively and, of course, literally view, where you can get some great pictures of not only the Canadian Rockies, but even the Pacific Northwest region as you're traveling on board this iconic train. You'll stop in Kamloops overnight with one of the hotels that is provided with you by Rocky Mountaineer, and, of course, it's included with the cost of the train ticket. And then, of course, you'll climb back on board the legendary Rocky Mountaineer, heading further through the Rockies, going into Banff National Park, literally the gem of the Canadian Rockies. While you're in Banff, you get to be able to explore and not only the little town itself, but the national park really is what you're there for. You get to explore maybe a Lake Minnewanka cruise, which we do provide. You can also do a kind of a Rockies National Park day tour. You get to be able to explore all of Banff and a little bit of Lake Louise on this tour. We also do, of course, offer the Banff Gondola, one of my personal favorites, where it takes you up to Sulphur Mountain to get some great panoramic views of the national park. Another great reason why people visit Banff is just to be able to explore the hot springs themselves, so you can be able to relax and just enjoy yourself while visiting this great park. And then after time exploring Banff, you'll then, of course, be transported down to Calgary, and then, of course, you'll end your journey with us there to fly on home. So, folks, again, this is our Canadian Rockies Express with Rocky Mountaineer from Vancouver. Of course, this package does start at $2,849, and it is a 5-day package. Just as a reminder, of course, if you liked any of our rail vacation journeys, not just that we just featured today, but want to find out more, you can always check out our digital brochures on our website at www.railbookers.com. There you'll find luxury rail journeys that some of them maybe that we featured today and more. You can even check out some maybe great cruise extensions as either an option before or after your ocean or river cruise. We also, of course, offer any of our or more of our worldwide rail vacation options. Maybe luxury is just not a great fit for you, and that's okay. We offer some other great options as well. But I did want to, of course, just let you know that this is the end of our rail vacation tour. I hope all of you have learned and also maybe thought about some great rail vacations to think about either for this year or for next year goes. If you are interested in getting more information and more pricing and want a general quote, definitely give us a call. You can give us a ring at 1-888-829-3040, or also you can contact your local travel advisor. But our travel consultants are here at the ready to make sure that we provide not only the best dream vacation for you possible, but hopefully that you return and do another great rail vacation with us again. So on behalf of myself here at Railbookers and Amtrak Vacations, thank you so much for all of you joining today, our virtual train tour. I hope you have a wonderful and train-tastic day. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.